step maths, chapter number 3, coordinate geometry, part 2. In previous video, we have learned about a plane. We have learned about a plane. Okay? And how we represent the order plane. Okay? These two things we have discussed. What is plane? It means to represent x and y. Okay, to locate x and y point on a coordinate system, we require a plane. Okay, if base is not there, where we draw all these points? If this blackboard is not there, I am not able to write on a wall because the wall is white. I am using the white chalk. If something base is there, that is my plane. Okay, on that plane, all these things are happening. Now, see, you have learned about a number system. See, to represent the that north facing, south facing, east facing, and west facing street, we require a numbers. It means we have to draw a number line. Okay. So all that number line we represent all our integer points. Or you can represent rational numbers also, but here we represent those numbers over here. So somewhere 0 is like on the right hand side all the positive numbers. On your left hand side all the negative one. Okay. Now see. So this one is my horizontal line. Now we are going to use a perpendicular one. It means my vertical line also. Similarly, see, if this one is my horizontal one, if I move towards up 90 angle, if this one is my x-axis and I am just tilting in a 90-degree angle. So these upper part represent the positive one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Similarly, the downwards represent the negative one. Now, see, this one is the horizontal one and this one is the vertical one. Now, this horizontal line and the vertical line where intersect each other, that is our origin. That is, see, where these both lines intersect, point 0. So, what is the x-axis point over here? 0. What is the y-axis point? 0. It means to represent the origin. To represent the origin, 0, 0 is there because see, origin it means where our x-axis and y-axis intersect. That is our origin, and origin is 0, 0. Okay. So origin it is the starting point. So what is the starting point? That is the 0. Okay. Now, so this one is the origin. Okay. Now, so from the origin to the right hand side, all the x-axis points are positive. All the x-axis points are positive. For example, that points I am taking say So we call it a quadrant because there are 4 parts there. So we call it a quadrant. We call it a quadrant. Okay, because this axis divide our coordinate into a 4 parts. Okay, so that's why we call it a quadrants, because what? 4 parts. Okay, now look at over here that divides into a 4 part, but all these parts are same. Does all these parts are same? All the coordinate points on this quadrant, first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant, all the points are same? No, because see, this one is my first quadrant, this one is the second quadrant, this one is the third quadrant, this one is the fourth quadrant. Now, see, my first quadrant, all the points, look at over here, from 0 to x, all the points on the x-axis is positive only, all are positive. Now, from the 0 to the right hand side, it means 0 to y, all the points are a positive. It means, see, this is my first quadrant. So, all points over here are positive. Positive only. It means my first quadrant, all the points on the x-axis and y-axis, all the points are positive. It means plus. Okay. Now, in the second quadrant, it means from 0 to x dash. It means from 0 to the left hand side and from 0 to the right hand side of the bar. Look at over here, this one. So y-axis is my positive, but x-axis is my negative. It means my in the second quadrant, my x-axis is negative, but my y-axis, that is the positive one. It means in second quadrant, x-axis elements are negative and the y-axis elements are a positive one. Now, third quadrant, it means this third quadrant. So, what about the x-axis? X-axis is negative and y-axis is negative. It means even third quadrant, all the x-axis points and the y-axis points are my negative. Okay. Now, in the fourth quadrant, my x-axis points are positive, but my y-axis points are negative. So, positive, negative. Okay. So, from this, we can conclude that in each quadrant, the coordinate points are different. The coordinate points represent different. So, my first quadrant is completely positive. Okay, completely positive. Why? Because x-axis points and y-axis points in the first quadrant all are positive. Now, the second quadrant, my x-axis is negative, but y-axis is positive. In the third quadrant, both are negative. And in the fourth quadrant, my x-axis is positive, my y-axis is the negative. Now, to represent this number over here, it means to represent this order pair, it should be right on a anti-clockwise from the 0 x-axis. See, anti-clockwise, it means over here, it's circle like this way. Okay, this way, this is the anti-clockwise. Okay, anti-clockwise, because our clock is running, our clock is moving this way. Okay, so this is the opposite of your clock direction. So that we call anti-clockwise. So anti-clockwise from the x-axis. Okay. Now, so what you have learned over here, that this axis where it intersects, that is our origin point. Okay. This axis where that intersects, we call it Okay, axis and quadrant form a one coordinate, the whole coordinate plane. Okay, now all these things are in my x and y. It means, see, there are no other any other coordinates there, only x axis there and y axis there, two axes only. It means we also call it a xy plane. Okay, xy plane. Now, okay, now these axes are called coordinate axis. Okay, these axes are x axis, y axis, x dash axis, y dash axis. All these are called a coordinate axis because this coordinate plane is formed by this axis only. It means all these are the axis of the coordinate plane. Okay. Now this coordinate axis, x-axis, is called a abscissa. Okay. This coordinate axis, x-axis, it's called a abscissa. Okay. So x-axis is called abscissa. Okay. Now this coordinate axis, y-axis, it's called a ordinate. It's called a ordinate. Okay. So x-axis called abscissa and y-axis called a ordinate. Okay. Now, if some point which is lie over here. Okay, so this one is x and 2. How we draw this point? How we draw this point? It means nothing but, see, this one represents the x-axis. It means we draw a perpendicular to the x-axis. Okay. Now this one represents the y-axis. It means we are going to draw a perpendicular to from the y-axis. Okay. So this 3 and 2. Okay, this way we can represent. Okay. So this 3 it means over here. Okay. So this one, this 3 and this y-axis is parallel to each other. It means this point 3. We already discussed that this point 3 represents a distance from a y-axis. Okay, this 3 is represent a distance from a y-axis. How far this point 3 from the y-axis? Okay, see, x-axis point represent the y1 and y-axis point represent the x1. It means this 2. Look at over here. This 2 and this x-axis both are parallel. It means this 2 is represent how far this point is from the x-axis. How far this point 2 from the x-axis. Okay. Now, if someone asks you how to represent this point, say -3 and point. What are you going to do? See, first always remember x and y. X and y. Okay. Order plan is important. X and y. So this one represents the x1, this one represents the y1. Okay. So this one is the which point? X-axis point or a y-axis point? So this one, first point is represent the x-axis point. It means you just have to draw the perpendicular from the x-axis because perpendicular from the x-axis, na? Now and draw perpendicular to the y-axis. This way you can represent this one. Okay. Now some more questions from your textbook only. Okay. So one point is that this one is the B point. This one is the end point. This one is the L point. And this one is the S point. Okay. The question says, have you write the coordinates? How you write its coordinate? It means, see, this is the B point. How you represent this B point? So from the x-axis, okay, from the y-axis distance is 4. From the x-axis distance is 3. It means to represent this B, x-axis point and y-axis point. Okay. Now over here, x-axis point and y-axis point. Okay. So for distance m, how far this m is for y-axis? How far this m from the y-axis? That is the 3 minus 3. Okay. How far this point from the x-axis? That is plus 4. So remember, x-axis point represent y-axis distance and y-axis point represent the x-axis distance. But to write the order pair, first always come x-axis and the second there is the y-axis. Now look at over here the end point. So x-axis is minus 5 and y-axis is minus 4. Now this one represent 3 and minus 4. 3 and minus 4. Remember the quadrant, all the points are positive. No, all the points are positive. It means x-axis point is positive, y1 also positive. Over here, x is negative, y is positive. Over here, x is negative, y is negative. In fourth quadrant, x is positive, y is negative 1. Okay. Now one more questions from your textbook questions only, that point, C point, D point, and see, we have to represent these point. Okay. Now see, this point A represent over here as we already know that axis is x-axis. The point lie on the axis. The y point is 0. The y point is 0. Now the points lie on the ordinate. The points lie on the ordinate. The x-axis point is 0. X-axis point is 0 because 3 over here. If I form like this way, this represents the x-axis distance. But what about the y-axis distance? Can you able to draw a y-axis distance parallel line? No. So over here, on the ordinate point, okay, a point lies on the ordinate that x-axis is 0. The x-axis is 0, so x is 0, y is 3. Now over here, again, this point lies on the axis. Okay, so this point lies on the axis. If the point lies on the axis, so their y coordinate is 0. So minus 4, comma 0. Now look at this point D. The point lies on the ordinate. It means if x-axis is 0, x-axis is 0 because over here this is 0. Okay. Now take one more point. Set this one point. What is the coordinate? What is the coordinate over here? See again 0, comma minus 2. What is the coordinate of this point? Coordinate minus 2, comma 0. What is the coordinate of this point? Coordinate of this one 0, comma 6. Okay. So you might get understand. A point lies on a axis. If the point lies on this axis, their y coordinate is 0, and the point lies on the ordinate, their x-axis point is 0. So x-axis is 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay. Now over here, y-axis is 0, 0, 0. Okay. Now exercise 3.2. See exercise 3.2, the question number 1 says, write the answer of each of the following. Write the answer of each of the following. What is the name of horizontal and vertical line drawn to determine a position of any point in a Cartesian plane? Okay, vertical line and horizontal line. Vertical line and horizontal line. This one is the axis and this one is the ordinate. Okay, so you can write axis, okay, axis and ordinate, or else you can write x-axis or a y-axis. So the answer is x-axis, y-axis, or else axis and ordinate. Okay. What is the name of the each pair of plane formed by these two lines? Okay. See, what is the name of each part of the plane? Okay. Okay. See, or these two lines forms a 4-part. What we call quadrant. The answer is quadrant. Now, write the name of the point where these two lines intersect. Okay. These two lines intersect at which point? 0, 0. So this 0, 0 is nothing but the origin point only. So the answer is the origin. Okay. Now, question number 2, which is in your homework. Question number 2, your homework. It is very easy. A figure is given. You have to represent its coordinate